Hey exhibitors! We are so excited to get on the road to Unveiled Rochester. We are loading up right now and we wanted to give you a quick video of the know before you go so that you're all prepared for this Sunday's show. So kicking off with show hours. The show is from noon until 3 and we're super excited. We've broken the day into 3 different ticket time slots. So we've sold tickets based on 12 o'clock entry, a 1 o'clock entry, or a 2 o'clock entry. So what's great is that you will have consistent traffic flow throughout the entire day of the event. We're also super excited because we are changing locations and we are going to be at J Powers at the Hilton. We're super excited. This is the premier destination in Rochester and a perfect home for Unveiled Rochester. So there's lots of changes that are underway because of COVID and being able to open the show safely. And so I wanted to run through some of those details with you in advance. I know Elena has been sending you communications and your exhibitor kit has a lot of this information, but I wanted to pull out the largest bullet points just so you're as prepared as possible for load-in and production of the show. So one of the things that will be a little bit different for this show is the fact that everybody coming into the facility, including all of your staff, will go through a health screening. We'll have a couple of simple questions that we'll ask that are all COVID related, and then we will do a temperature check. This is our way to ensure that the show is as safe as possible. And that will be done through all of our staff, your staff, all the other exhibitors, and all the attendees the day of the show. Load-in is on Saturday from noon until 4. We do recommend that you bring your own carts. We'll have a limited number of carts on hand and we'll be sanitizing those between use. But because of COVID, it's just a lot easier if you are able to bring your own materials to move your equipment into the show. It just becomes a lot easier. If you are also able to fit your exhibit contents within a vehicle, i.e. a car or a small truck that will fit into the loading dock, or into the parking ramp rather, that is going to be the easiest way to load in. So we recommend that you move in your vehicle in that way. Otherwise, if you do have a larger vehicle and need to load in through the loading dock, that is actually located off of 1st Street Southwest. And it's just past the big blue parking sign for the Hilton's parking ramp. With COVID, we are also limited on the number of people that can work in an exhibit. So if you have a 10 by 10, which is our standard exhibit, you can have a maximum of 2 people working your booth. If you have a 10 by 20, you can have a maximum of 4 people working in your booth, and so on. Basically, every 10 by 10 space is allowed 2 workers. Normally, we suggest that you have an open environment for your booth, which usually means putting your table at the back of the booth so you can welcome people in. In the times of COVID, what we're actually suggesting is utilize your tables as a physical barrier, which will allow for social distancing. We will also help with signage throughout the show. We have floor graphics that will indicate one-way aisles. The attendees will actually have a designated path that they'll travel throughout the show. And then we will also have stickers for you to utilize to maintain the physical distancing of 6 feet. So it will be a visual cue for the attendees to stand at appropriate places to have a conversation with you in your booth. We also will be on 2 levels at the Hilton. The entrance to the event space is actually on level 2, and the event itself will be on levels 3 and levels 4. So we will be directing traffic throughout the day. Basically, traffic as they arrive will be split into 2 directions so that half of the attendees are on level 4 at any given time and half of the attendees are on level 3. Once they've gone through the pre-designated traffic pattern through the show, they will be directed to the next level and they will basically switch places and then they'll be able to experience the entire event. Because of COVID, we obviously have the mask policy, and one of the things that we've decided to do is eliminate food and beverage at the shows so that we can make sure that everybody is always wearing their masks. If for some reason somebody cannot wear a mask for health reasons, we do have face shields. So everybody is required to have some sort of face covering at the show to protect both our attendees and the participating exhibitors. As far as sanitation, we will provide hand sanitizer for every exhibit, but we do ask that you bring sanitizing wipes to basically wipe down any of your materials between guests looking through any of your materials or touching anything on your display. We will also have garbage cans in each exhibit, so that will make it easier for you to dispose of any materials that you need as you're going through that cleaning process. So we're super excited to have a really fantastic show in Rochester. We are at your disposal. We want to make this as easy as possible. I hope you take an opportunity to read all of the details in the exhibitor kit. That will give you a little deeper dive into any of the other specifics, but you're welcome to reach out to us prior to the show also if you have questions. And don't forget, even when you're doing setup, it's a great opportunity to market your business. So during setup and the day of the show, make sure to utilize social media and tag us at Unveiled Rochester and at The Wedding Guys. Looking forward to seeing you at setup.